Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, the 25th April. We're all gathering this time to do this morning chanting to show our respect and veneration to the Buddha for his kindness and compassion towards all sentient beings. And we are very fortunate to be born and have this opportunity to learn the Dhamma and practice, despite we are born after Buddha passed away 2,500 years later. And we are also very lucky to have this opportunity to come and practice intensively for 5 days, breaking from all the worldly affairs and worldly jobs. We're here to contemplate on ourselves. So the practice of the meditation, as you may have seen, the gradual progress within these 2 days of strict boundaries and strict working hard, strictly working hard, you may have seen the changes in your awareness, in your mindfulness and understanding. Normally, when we come to the retreats, 1 or 2 days are the hardest one. Hardest in a sense because we've never done it before, or even if we have done it before, but because we've been engaged with the society for such a long time, suddenly break away from it cause trouble, unused to it, the situation that we are in. The first day would be a bit of a learning curve, the excitements and the doubts and the worries. What's going to happen? How am I going to do? How the conditions are, the accommodation, the teachings, the food, the walk, and all things. The second day, we become used to with it. We able to understand the accommodation. We see where is the time, where is the meditation room, where is the chanting room, where is the food area, where is the toilet. So we become familiar with the environment. And then we also become familiar with the techniques and the way we should be living during this time. Now, from today onwards, the third day onwards, there's a possibility, or not possibility, most likely that other things will come and hinder our practice. Because now the excitement has passed. And everything becomes normal. And at this time, the hindrances will creep in. The hindrances, oh, now I have learned it. So rather than struggling, rather than punishing myself to sit such a long time or just following the instructions, I better go and have a nap. Because Ajahn is saying nothing. Monks are very kind. They are not going to say anything, whether I come to practice or not. Whether I practice or not, they will not say anything. So I better not to come and just lie down in my bed. When time to eat, I will just come. When time to drink, I will just come. So sensual pleasure will creep in. The effort to practice decreases. So this time, we got to be very mindful that what is the motivation that I am attending this retreat, and try to follow up the schedule in order to break away these hindrances that will creep in our mind now and then. I don't want to wake up early morning. I don't want to do this all sitting and practicing. So if we stick with the schedules, and then these hindrances will not have any chance to creep in and disturb our consistency of the practice. And not only that, the second hindrance is the hate or the anger or resentment, which again you can see, you may experience it from, let's say, we have a limited toilet or dirty toilet. It may be, who came here before me? Why this toilet is so dirty? Resentment starts. And even when we are collecting the food to eat, why he rushed? Why he didn't leave me this delicious food? And further on, when we are meditating, then again, there is a possibility of a resentment of somebody is making a sound, somebody is causing a distraction. And we are here to meditate why that person is making the sound. As resentment starts. And further on, we will be remembering other dislikes from the past, and the resentment comes. Another time, you may be thinking that I am here to practice meditation, so I try my best, but other members come and talk to you, then again, the resentment comes. So that's why this time again, got to be very mindful that whenever this comes, be mindful and keep the mind onto our motivation, that what is the motivation behind I came to attend this retreat. Obviously, after this, there will be a restlessness of the place of the meditation. Mind becomes restless. And further on, a sloth and torpor, sleepiness. Now I know that there is a delicious food, so I'm going to eat as much as possible. And then after that, we come to meditate and become sleepy. Right? And one of the last one is the doubt. Doubt about the technique, doubt about the teachers, doubt about the benefit that I'm going to get from this practice. I have tested 2 days. Now I have learned it, but I don't see any benefit from it. That sort of a doubt. Why I am here? That sort of a doubt comes. So in this situation, that's why the practice of this morning and evening chanting is very helpful to gain this a connection and a security and a guide. So we take the Buddha as the example, and how much he had practiced, and with the kindness and compassion he taught this method or these techniques to us. And he had walked on this path and liberated. So similarly, there are many monks and other people have walked this path and liberated. So we can do too. If they can, I can. So with that, we will get this encouragement again and again. And with that encouragement, we will continue practicing. And as we practice, this way. Now, last 2 days we've been working on a physical activities. We're contemplating on physical activities, whatever we were doing. And that's saying we can continue. But the only difference now is that I want you to notice when you are feeling happy and feeling joy, whether when you are meditating, whether you are walking, or even just in a free time. Try to notice that. And when you're unhappy, and try to notice that. Or there will be a moment that just neutral. So be mindful of that one. It's called a feeling of happiness, feeling of unhappiness, and feeling of a neutral. So here we have a couple of words to remember, in particular in English. In Pali, we simply say Vedana. It's easy. Simply one word, easy, and we can work it around. But in English, it's very difficult to express the meaning. If we say feeling, if we say sensation, if we say emotion, if we say mood, if we say effort, then we may have a different understanding of these. But all comes under the word Vedana. The famous translation is feeling. Mm-hmm. And here, I like to put it in the order so that we can work it out. And when we put it in order, we're not just working with the feelings or Vedana, but also able to vaguely see the nature of the mind. So first is a sensation. Sensation is a neutral. Sensation is a neutral. Whenever things come together, two things comes together, and that spark is a sensation. So that's why when we practice meditation, we're observing the sensation. And that's always in the present moment. The sensation is taking place always in the moment. And oftentimes it is also translated in the English translation, in the major books, use the word feeling. But when we look at the English explanation of the feeling, it has a deep meaning than just a present moment feeling. So the sensation is always in the present moment. So we are working with the sensation. Now here the sensation can be pleasant or unpleasant, but it's still neutral. It's just a sensation. Like when breath comes in, the abdomen rises, the rising of the sensation, and a falling sensation. It doesn't have anything yet. And the moment when we react to that, whether the pleasant sensation or unpleasant sensation, then that becomes emotion. I like it, I don't like it. I like it, I don't like it. So it becomes emotion. Now the word emotion itself, motion, what does it mean by motion? Always changing, always moving, constant move, emotion. But the matter is, the emotion itself is always impermanent, it's always changing. But the very moment when we engage with that and then we take it as the reality or we attach to it, then that becomes a deep feeling. That becomes a deep feeling. Now, if we understand this emotion as just a temporal, then we will be able to deal with anything. It won't disturb us at all. But this emotion Once we have engaged and reacted, this emotion becomes a deep feeling. And that's how this feeling stays with us for many, many days, if not the year. That's why when we are talking, we're talking through our feelings. And this feeling, the longer this feeling stays, and that will transform it into our moods. Right? That transforms into moods. And that's why when we see grumpy face or a happy face or sad or disappointed. That's why whenever we lost someone or lost something, we feel very moody. Uh, and even anger or angry is also a mood, type of a mood. So the practice of a mindfulness meditation, what happens that we're able to distinguish these different mental states when these feelings arises, because the sentence or feeling. So just to make sure that whenever it comes into the sentence, referring to the sensation, that the neutral. So the neutral sensation is always there, and it will be there, and it's always in the present moment. The very moment when we engage and we react, then it transforms into other things. And then that's how our mental state forms, and that mental state forming, our behavior will change, our expression will change, and so on. So today, throughout the day, I want you to be mindful of these four, at least four, let's say, feelings, emotion, sensation, emotion, feelings, and the moods. And whatever you're doing, try to recognize that I am having this sensation or this emotion or this feelings. Whenever it comes, pay attention to it, recognize it, and then just release and return to yourself, the bodily activities, awareness of the bodily feeling. So throughout the day, you can work on this way. Yeah? So I offer this as a reflection and also guide for today. And with this, let's do the chanting. There is in a big book, there's a Satipatthana chanting, page number 102. This